Tuesday, a video is going viral on social media of a homeowner lassoing a man who jumped an iron fence to break into his home.
What made you reach for a lasso instead?
My name is Gilbert Forbes Jr. I was born and raised in Miami Gardens, Florida, my whole life. And I was born to a beautiful woman named Elaine Forbes and then a handsome man named Gilbert Forbes Sr. Gilbert Forbes Sr., my dad, he came from Turks and Caicos. He's an immigrant. He got his papers now. Well, yeah, but he was an immigrant from Turks and Caicos. And then my mom, parents is from Virgin Islands and Antigua Islands. So I'm just full Caribbean. I'm full blood Caribbean. But yeah, pretty much. And I always like my mom used to do like a daycare. She used to like own like she put the house in a daycare's name like business wise. And then my dad he would travel and do construction. Um and then my mom used to sew and like sell pieces and stuff. So like I kind of just grew up around I guess like people who were hustlers. Like my parents were not lazy whatsoever. And I remember from a young age too, when I was in elementary through middle school, my big sister will always make she'll make films with us. Like I was like a little kid and she would just like she'll write up something and then we'll like film it. One time we had like a Lego film and we filmed the Legos on the floor. She used to, the editing software wasn't around, so she used to use PowerPoint to like make the movie and like all the like stuff. And I didn't know anything about it until I got to ninth grade and I got into digital design. I started using Photoshop and Illustrator. And then that wore out very quick because photos, like still images was not my thing. But I still learned the skill though, and I can still use Photoshop very well, uh, according to what people say. And then also, I just went on straight on Premiere Pro. I started doing Premiere Pro when I was like in ninth grade. And
Diversified Game. Learn how to start, run, and sustain your business.
Hey, it's Kellen, and today on Diversified Game, you guys are going to get some real game from a young man who has over 300 million views online. That is big, and those aren't bought. So understand when you're looking for your marketing needs and you're saying, I'm not going viral or I'm not even getting the likes or the comments, engagement, check in the description. I know most of you guys are listeners. Stop the car, or when you stop, check in the description. Go check him out, make an inquiry, because I met him and he's the owner of the company, but he had a friend of who is one of those guys. He's just one of those guys who's just down for the crown, Brandon. And these two, I'm saying they're crypto millionaires when I looked at them. Hopefully the IRS, when I say that in jest, doesn't come look at their profile or portfolio. But even if they are, I know they pay their taxes. But Gilbert Forbes, ain't that much? That time is full of money. That you had to be like, a crypto millionaire or traditional millionaire. Welcome, Gilbert, to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm very, very good, brother. Amazing intro.
Oh, man, amazing content that you're doing. And let me tell you something, because you weren't there when we had met at the Accelerator event by Mike Owens, the Alpha Connectors. One woman, her name was Karen. She's a voiceover actress. Brandon was showing her the stuff, and she's like, "But why does the brother got to be in a jumpsuit?" And I was trying to explain, like, hey, it's a brother who owns the company who's in the jumpsuit. So, it was just kind of interesting, but she didn't know Brandon or feel his vibe yet, because Brandon is best. He's really one of those allies that you're like, man, where are you really from? But yeah, tell us, when did you were starting to get into in the intro about the, the Photoshop and everything, but when did you know you could do this as a business? And did you get support? Who gave you the support to encourage you?
Yes. Okay. The support, my family, really, like my family dabbled in their own business throughout their life. You know what I mean? And I just seen that growing up. Even my dad, when he got really sick and he couldn't work for the company of construction, he made his own construction company and he still was able to support the family. So like I seen that, I'm like, whoa. So I just knew I always had like what it took because I seen my parents do it. So but that's the thing, like, it was in me, but I didn't bring it out, because I was doing comedy for like 4 years until, my mentor one day told me, "Hey, you're doing all this, but it's not helping nobody." And I was like, "You know what? You're right." So I had to stop getting, like, I was already getting millions of views with the comedy, so I said I had to stop that, and then just go on a hiatus of trying to figure out how I could still go viral, but help people. So I came up. So one day I was trying to figure it out, and I went outside and I filmed a funny news video of like a guy getting caught, a lady getting caught cheating with another guy in his house and then running out the door. It was like it went so viral on TikTok, and it went somebody reposted on YouTube, and it got over 20,000 comments in like less than a month. And I'm like, hold on, I could do this. So I hit up all of the connections I had in Miami, you know, and I just say, hey guys, I got this format, this winning format. Help be a part of the videos and help me out. So that's exactly what they did. And I did like 6 other news videos until I was like, you know what, let me sell this to businesses now because it goes viral. My first business I did it was in January of 2025, and I did it for a restaurant. And the restaurant went viral. Like it did very, very well. And the restaurant owner kept calling me like all the time. Was like, oh my gosh, we this is amazing. Like the people calling the store, and we gotta keep working. I'm like, all right. Fun fact is the restaurant, I've been working with the restaurant for like 3 years already, not consistent, but like they'll call me here and there. But I didn't have the winning format. So every time I would pull up, I would just give them video content, but it wasn't viral video content because I didn't know how to make a business go viral just yet. I just knew how to make my personality go viral. So I finally came up with a format that I could make businesses viral. And I did it. Then after the restaurant, a car exhaust company seen it. They had hired me and my team. We went out there to Hollywood, Florida, Hollywood, South Florida, and we made them go viral. We got them 1 million views in less than 24 hours. And right now, that was like after the restaurant video, so it was like mid-January. And right now, this video is standing at like close to 15 million views throughout all social media platforms, the car company video.
Hello, everyone. Join us on an exciting journey with Explore the World Cameroon. London and Sydney go take you explore Cameroon, the heart of Africa. Experience the vibrant culture, nature, and traditions from Yaoundé Market to rainforest adventures. Every page na new discovery. Enjoy the Cameroonian food, music, and wildlife with our explorers. This book na true celebration of Cameroon spirit. Get your copy now. Available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and through your library and bookstores here in Grams Park. Don't miss this adventure.
This question, because somebody's listening to this and they're like, okay, man, I know this is the young guy. He knows way more about this internet in its current state than I do. And I want to get off this truck right now. I'm driving this truck and it's good money, but it's not where my passion is. Would you say, because people ask me all the time and I want to know your answer. People say, I need good content or do I need SEO? Because I might not be able to afford or do both. What is your answer to that?
So I would say this. I specialize in short form content, okay? And I'm diving into long form content once I master short form. I haven't mastered short form content yet, but I'm projected to master short form content somewhere around November this year. So then I will hop onto long form content and then I will master that. And that might take a year or 2 years. But until I could master short form, then, I'll tell you about that. But the reason why I'm saying that is because when it comes to SEO, if you guys don't know what that is, who's watching, listening, it stands for search engine optimization. A lot of people think that their short form content is not going viral because of SEO. But that's far from the truth because the social media platforms such as Instagram and TikTok and YouTube is all the views come from its platform itself. So now if you're talking about long form content like on YouTube, then SEO matters because people will search you up online and click it. Rarely do people search up something online and click a short form video. Usually they're already on the platform and the short form video is already there and they just click on it while it's scrolling on a short sort of Reels feeds or the TikTok For You page. That's what I have to say. Don't worry about SEO when you're doing short form content.
Okay. Don't worry about it for the short term. But then some people say, look, YouTube, and they pay the highest as of right now for the last decade or two. When they did start paying people. But people will say, YouTube pays the most and they want the long form. The shorts, it takes so many billions of views to get like a proper paycheck. Because of course, everybody wants to get rich in this, right? So with you could get them right on the short form, and then hopefully have the transition for the long form if it's good down and if people want to see.
Yes, you're right. I would say, oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Just say what you got to say. Give me your jewels.
You're right. The reason why I didn't talk about the long form is because most people don't know how to make short form, and that's the first step, like in order, like your long, like if you can captivate somebody for 30 seconds, you can captivate them for 9 minutes, like for my experience with long form is actually pretty good as well. But what I'm saying is the way I put people to my long form to get over hundreds of thousands of views on my long form was my short form. I made a short form content promoting the long form content so they can get off the app and go to YouTube. That's the game. But you have to master the short form first.
What about the person who says, okay, I went to the Pinesdale news thing, I'm gonna give it a shot. And I get this all the time, so I'm so excited to ask you this question. I love these, like, with people who are behind the scenes. I get to ask all the questions, whether they're valid or annoying. But when people say, man, your prices are expensive, what's going to be the ROI? Because they want to guarantee. Tell me, in your time in this, I've done this 2 decades. What do you say to those people? Because I'm going to say it right now. We can't guarantee anything but hard work.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Okay, that's what you would say. But they said, but the price is so high. How can I keep this going if I don't make my money back and then some?
So honestly, it's the vetting process. I would say it's a vetting process, right? Before they even sign up to the call, we have to go through walls. So the people who are gonna say that, we don't even hop on the phone with them because we have to fill out this sheet first. So number one, if they don't fill out the sheet, we don't even want to work with them because they're lazy. Number two, if they fill out the sheet and we have an option, do you want to work with us immediately, 30 days, or a week, immediately a week or 30 days? Everybody who say 30 days or a week, we don't even call them. We cancel their application, right? That takes away so many like BS when it's time to get on the call, because then you're wasting people's times, right? Because it's me and Brandon and another person that hops on a call, with this person. So I'm taking my time out my day. Brandon's taking time out in his day, and other person's taking their time out their day. So like I would say, and then when it does come to that, we kind of just say it up front, right? Like we include so much stuff in the package, like where they think where it's like if you say that the price is too much, you're getting one off on us, because like it's the psychology of it. You know what I mean? Honestly. And especially like most of our stuff is booked through like when they see our viral videos, right? And we're transparent. We say, hey, like on the email, we like, well, just to let you know, before you book this, we're letting you know, like we give them a price range on the thing to fill out. Like, hey, are you willing to invest 0 to 999? Are you risk 999 to 3,000, 3,000 to 5,000? And based on what they say, we come up with a package for them. And honestly, yeah, that's what I would have to say. They say it's if they say like, because the news is so new and it's working. A lot of people don't really argue with us on the price, especially after the brick walls, and then also, or they'll be like, hey, okay, but honestly, that's just my experience, because we've been doing it for 5 months, so maybe we just haven't came across it yet. But
are you a successful entrepreneur or one in training? You've got the vision, but do you have the right partner to build your brand, your team, and your future online and off? At cprfirm.com, we offer expert consulting, financial guidance, and life coaching because we believe in doing life with our clients. After all, what is it for a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Founded by Kellen Coleman, we help our clients not only succeed, but plan to retire rich. Your business deserves the best. Start building your legacy today at cprfirm.com.
Okay, well, no, that's good that you haven't, and I mean, you're in Miami. You're in the heart of. I mean, money goes and flows in Miami, where it's like a movie, and people in Miami spend it like my people in California, where it's like, did y'all just print this up? And sometimes they did. So watch the dollars y'all take. We're on that.
Client recently from Connecticut. We had a client recently from Connecticut.
Where area or yeah. So I could get it. How, and did they just see you online? Is that how you got them?
Yeah. So our funnel, you know how like people try, when most people, especially like in business, they'll like try to sell your product online, but we don't do that. We sell the results. Like we sell the evidence. So we make our news videos go viral so people can reach out to us and want a news video. Instead of saying, hey, buy this news video. No, we just post a news video and make it go viral, and we put in the description or in the comments, if you're in need for a news video, book us in the bio.
How did y'all come up with not just your prices, but how you guys were going to do splits? Because I've interviewed thousands of entrepreneurs, and a lot of times people can't even work together with their wife or their husband or even their own brother. How did y'all say, these are our prices and these are how our splits are going to be?
Me and Brandon agreed on 60-40.
Okay. And I don't want to give the people too much info on who gets 60 and who gets 40 and how that is all divided, because then, the devil is real. He tries to creep in and say
100%. 100. Oh, me and Brandon knows. Me and Brandon. So let me explain it. I'm the guy, I'm the brains behind the virality and the content, but Brandon is really good with finance. So when we get when we get paid, like when the client send the however much money it is, he puts it straight in this account he has, right? And we pick out of that account based on what we need for the next project or this project we're doing. And then we also spend investments into it, right? Actually, we haven't had no problem with deciphering who money, and quite a few people has booked with us since the last 5 months. Me and Brandon got to know each other before we started doing business, So I feel like that's another thing. We got to know how he was with money. We got to know how he was with just in hard situations first. So when the money came, we used to sports bet, right? So we lost a lot of money too. We used to sports bet in the beginning because we wanted to see how we can make money fast. And in the sports betting, we did make money for sports betting, but we just decided no, we're not going to do this because you're losing too much money. We want to do something that's tangible, that we could keep the money in our pockets and invest in it or do something else with it. But I would say when it comes to that money thing, you got to know your person, so.
Yeah. And that might be something you guys could write a whole book on, because the more that people, and you said something, money fast. I always tell people, you're looking at 20 plus years of planning. I met my wife more than 20 years ago, when we dated. We married almost 18, 19, almost 20. So everything that you see and that we're doing, and when we moved, it didn't just happen like that. We used to be on the Greyhound bus when I just wanted her to come from Louisiana to California with me for the buy one, get one free. And she was there with me, leaning on me, right? Well, I was sweating and stinking, made.
Wow.
So there's levels to it, and it just doesn't happen overnight. But you got to talk about everything, and any type of partnership. Now with the fast money, because I don't want people to think, oh, let me go try to get into marketing so it'll be some fast money for me. Tell the people, marketing, I think, I could be wrong because I haven't asked either one of you, is just one part of this. I feel like there's going to be tiers and levels to this book.
Oh my gosh, dude, it's definitely not just it is one part for sure, because The reason why me, okay, man. Yeah, you getting into the juice, man. These are some good questions. So, okay, yeah. Oh, heck no. Definitely not. Before I started charging people, I built a community first. You know what I mean? Because we built reputable people behind us. So we gave testimonies to reputable people behind us. So in the future, no one can say nothing, right? Because these are reputable brands. Just like the car exhaust company, the restaurant, even an exotic car company is on standby for Pinesdale, you know? Like if we ever need a car for anything, I'm talking Lambo, Ferrari, what is it, BMW? This car company will be at our service because we help them, you know, we help them with marketing. But that's the thing, like we didn't charge any of those people, right? Because we just want the testimonies under our belts, you know? That's just the beginning. You have to go, what the way I did, me and Brandon did it, we got our first client, our first paying client in person through a networking event. Me and Brandon hosted 3 events this year for Pinesdale and like collaborators and stuff like that. You know? Like we hosted 4. We hosted 4. We hosted 4 sponsored, like we sponsored 5. So in like, yeah, 5. Meaning like we went out and did the video for the event and the person who was hosting the event. But that's the thing, like people think it's like charge, but I realized the most fulfilling life is a trade-off life in some terms. Meaning you don't charge the guy who has access to all the freaking cars in the world, bro. Because if you charge them, you instantly lose that leverage for him to just pull up with a car anywhere you need, right? You got to pick and choose who you charge. You can't charge the restaurant, right? Because when you in the area, they give you free food. You know what I'm trying to say?
I know exactly what you're trying to say. I have people, and let me break it down for somebody who might not be in this business, but they might be in another business. I have an AC friend where he didn't charge me for, he doesn't, and you know, my AC is a little complicated here, but he doesn't charge me for my AC because I made him $50,000 in getting him in government contract. And that's why, you know, and so it's just different when I can give you the whatever you want, $169 or you want 1,000 or 2,000, or I can show you where this money is in rooms that you haven't even walked in. And if you're willing to do the work on his first contract, which is almost unheard of, he got his first $50,000 government contract. He had been in business over a decade. But so I totally get what you're saying, and I hope everybody else listening does. You have a connection down there that you might not know. His name is Gordon Eric Knowles of the Miami-Dade Chamber. Nicest guy in Miami. He's one of those people. He's an older gentleman who he'll make you seem like that's how I want my life to be. Because he just gives. But he's one of those. If you go to the Miami-Dade Chamber, I've seen Mr. Knowles give people multi-million-dollar contracts just because they fit the mold and they're there in Miami. But he nicest guy. So I'm gonna send you some links for the chamber and him personally, especially on LinkedIn, because you don't have any connections on LinkedIn yet. We gotta move that. We gotta get you to, have some connections. When I saw you on LinkedIn, I'm waiting. Yeah.
No, definitely. You're right. I don't even use it. So I would like to get into it.
Yes. Well, tell the people though, you're having, everything is going good. It's flowing. There's this debate, and I take the very probably unpopular opinion for somebody who went through grad school and actually taught communications while in grad school. But I tell people to do this. You don't need school. School has some great things to offer if you know what you want to do and you know how to use it. And I'm saying, not to say I had it all figured out. I was just already working in the business. But what would you say to somebody to say, are you in school? Are you going to college? What's your plans?
When I was in 11th grade, I convinced my dad that college wasn't for me. And when I was in 12th grade, I finally convinced my mom that college wasn't for me. And all of that took 3 years to convince them before. So I basically pre-planned me not going to college, so it's not a shock to them, because I knew I would.
Okay, and it was it about that? What was it about that you said I don't need it? It's not for me right now.
Because I used to. Okay, in 12th grade, I'm not even lying. I'm not even lying with you, but I think I had like 12th grade. I had 68 or something, 68 absences in high school.
Okay.
And I used to sleep a lot in class, but I wasn't a bad kid. I wasn't getting suspended and like doing all the dumb stuff. The 68 absences, I was recording videos and I was posting them to my Instagram and my YouTube. So I just knew that, like, even like in when I was in 8th grade, like I just never did the work because I'm like, what is this for? And in 8th grade, I used to screen record videos, like video games on my phone and post it on YouTube when I was in 8th grade. And like I just knew from a really young age that I didn't want to continue. I didn't want to continue going to school because it was just not in my heart. So I would say that for people who's like thinking, I mean, honestly, do what you want to do. If you want to go to college and do your videos, there's a lot of people in college who got viral off of their videos in college, doing YouTube videos in their college, Like, if you don't want to go to college, there's still a way. I just think the main thing is having a place where you could sit down and focus. So if you're not going to college, it's gonna cost you to lose a home, and you don't have the place to focus to actually learn how to make videos and make videos. Depending how you learn, maybe you learn the hard way, maybe you learn the easy way. By all means, do what your heart tells you to do. That's what I have to say, honestly.
Okay, and Caribbean parents, I know African parents, I just know parents in general, Asian parents. I mean, sometimes it's, hey, you don't have to go to school, but you can't stay here. So, did you have one of those deals, or were your parents like, okay, I understand that we're going to, support you as much as you can, and you don't have a timeline where you have to get out the house?
You know how LeBron was built to play basketball and built to what's the word for it? Like his body was genetically modified already. God modified his body to just play basketball, just like Michael Jordan and Kareem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I believe that God modified my body in my circumstance in my life to do videos, because I would say videos is not easy to go viral. So you need years. You need years to get your stuff together, to understand how to do videos, and you need that space to focus. I went to Illinois. I used to live in Illinois, right? I used to live and I went to Atlanta, and that was to have a stable place to understand how to do really understand how to do videos and study it. You can't, like, I used to live in a studio as well. Like I used to live in like a music studio, and when I was in the music studio, I had to quickly leave there because you can't learn videos there. Like, it's hard because it's a harsh environment. People smoking all the time. There's no sunlight, there's no windows, so you're just in there in your mind. But the funny part is, in the music studio, I made my most viral song. So, that's what I would have to say. And I was blessed for my circumstance. My parents would never kick me out the house because they were like I was doing everything I was supposed to be doing besides going to college. And my parents were not those Caribbean parents. My parents never cussed at me in my life. Like, my mom is very delicate. My dad was very delicate. All of this stuff. I feel like God put me in a position. He genetically modified me and my circumstance to be able to do what I do. I was chosen. I was chosen to do these videos. I was chosen to get 3 million views this year. Like, I was chosen to do all of this. So I just kept pushing forward.
No, that's beautiful. And I love to hear the family bonding. We have so many stories of trauma. I used to work with kids who had no homes and had been violated by everybody in their house before they were taken out. And I just love to hear the beautiful, you don't have to have the mother who's been saying the pressure that's on so many of us. And that's a beautiful thing. So, and I hope that passes down if you decide to have children and even the people you talk to, because you got plenty of time. But I mean, shooting videos, I would tell everybody, for everybody I know who's great at it was teaching, even if they were just doing a bachelor's. Like there weren't teachers that could teach those who are already dedicated. The same thing why Mark Zuckerberg had to leave school. He knew more than the teachers. I can teach this. So why am I here? Now, if there's something else, or like say in my case, someone else you want to be around because you want to meet some of the smartest women, there's not going to be a better place than college. And then if you want to learn the things that you can't teach yourself, whether it's in business or just life, then yeah, college is cool. I enjoyed college and I believed them when they said these are going to be your best days of your life because we had no worries. But, you're killing it. You're crushing it. He's gone and, moved around, but you've also gone to Africa. Now I'm Mr. Africa. I got my Kenya shirt on today. See that?
I love Kenya too.
Okay. Did you get to go while you were in Tanzania?
Right across from each other.
Okay. So uhaligani to everybody who's listening out there, Mombasa to Nairobi, Westlands to, everywhere, man.
Asante sana.
Asante sana, boys, sana. Everything is just beautiful. What did you learn? What did you feel? Tell people about Africa, because sometimes they don't believe me when I say Kenya's customer service is #1 in Africa, maybe the world.
100% East Africa, man.
From Kenya, roam the sandy plains, sunrise on our shoulder, strength never fades.
East Africa is one of the safest places in Africa you can visit. East Africa, so that's Kenya, that's Tanzania, Zanzibar. Even like when you go up, you got I think it's Mozambique. Yeah, that's East Africa too.
Mozambique. Ethiopia competes with Kenya as far as customer service. The people are so friendly. It's just so friendly. But keep telling us about, Africa. I want them to hear from you.
A fun fact is a lot of my family has been to Africa. And we're not, like, I'm not going to say we're not African. I'm sure deep down the line, 400 years ago, my dad people was from Mali. We know that much, right? But no one, none of my immediate family is from Africa at all. We just like the diaspora. We are pro-Black, #1, right? I am very pro-Black, so I'm very selective of who I choose to be around me and what they know as a human being about culture like this, because I feel like I came from that. Even if I'm from Turks and Caicos or whatever, I know I came from that. Like I could see it when I'm there. You just you see a clone of yourself when you're there. It's like, whoa. you literally see your cousin there. It's like, and you go to him, yo. Oh wait, no, you're not my cousin. Yo, you look just like him, man. We from there. It's no denying it at all, right? Even like when you take off your shirt and you see the same, like the way your abs is shaped, they abs is shaped like that too. It's like, nah, I'm from here, man. I'm definitely from here. So you can't go to Europe and say the same, So, I out of high school, I went to Africa, and but that's the thing. When I was in high school, for me to even go in Africa, my cousins and my sister was cooking for 3 years. You know what I mean? So they done built the wells. They done built the school up already. So now they taking volunteers from UK. They taking volunteers from America. All of that good stuff. And as soon as I'm out of high school, I work at Family Dollar. I get fired in a week. I get into this sales job, and I'm selling knives. Most people already know it's called Cutco. And I'm doing good at Cutco. I make some money. Like my first week at Cutco, I generated a company like $2,000, which was pretty cool. And selling knives and like kitchenware. And then I leave there. I go to Africa, man. I take Qatar Airlines. So exactly. we go, from from Fort Lauderdale Airport, we go all the way to New York. Okay. So we're in New York. We get onto the plane in New York, and then we fly all the way to Qatar, right? You don't just fly to Africa, for those of you guys wondering. It's a whole process. You go to from Fort Lauderdale, you go to New York, from New York, you go to Qatar. Then from Qatar, which is in Asia, like a Middle Eastern country in Asia, I guess you can say. Then you go to Tanzania African airports. But from Tanzania, we was living in Arusha. So from the airport, we travel in car for like 2 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I kid you not, guys, this is like, I'm not the type of guy, honestly, to be like traumatized, but I'm just gonna tell you what I seen. But so anybody watching, it's a warning. Somebody, like, these people, bro, they go like 200 miles per hour on the road. They go 200 miles on the road. Like, they don't care. They don't care. Like, you got the speed limit over here. Man, you ain't gonna see no sign, man. Like, at least I didn't see no sign, man. You see signs, but it ain't no 50 miles per hour. No, it be like, but industrial buses the size of a house going 200 miles per hour next to somebody riding a regular bike. I'm like, and the people riding a bike, they live there, so they used to it. But anyways, long story short, we driving, I see an SUV, boom, just hit somebody, and he dead just like that. Like my first day there.
Wow.
Yeah, he boom, man, went flying. We seen dead body on the road, and people minding their business. They don't, bro. I'm telling you, man, they're the most nicest people you ever gonna meet. But like it's just different over there. That's all I'm trying to say. It's not that they don't care about the people. It's just a different mentality. They're like the kindest people you ever gonna meet. Okay, I'm telling you right now, way more kind than Americans. That's just what I seen. Okay, I'm just letting you guys know. So don't like get your views confused, like on if they bad or not. They amazing people. But regardless of that, I'm going to Arusha, Tanzania. We have this big compound that the family living in. Is me, my twin sister, my cousin, my other cousin, and my cousin wifed up an African chick, so they got it. So you know what I mean? So they good. And she pregnant, so everything's copacetic. And then so we there. My first day there, I mean the weather is beautiful. Like there's no humidity. It's just hot, you know? Like, in Florida, like you sweating and you feel sticky, and it's like, it's none of that over in Arusha, because it's cool. So, I forgot to say, but at the time here, I'm not doing videos no more, because a month ago I gave up. I gave up because I wasn't going viral. That's like me, a year and a half in content. I went viral once, 1 million views on Instagram, but that was it. Never went viral again. I did over 200 videos, and I was like, I'm calling quits. So at the time, I'm not doing videos. This is 2020. This is 2021. Okay, this is September of 2021. Because I went to Africa I flew out to Africa. I left America September 2nd. I remember this because of my friend's birthday, September 2nd of 2021. So, anyways, I'm in Africa. I'm not thinking about videos. I'm just thinking about life, a new experience. Really molding myself, because I didn't know myself back then. But I'm molding myself, and I'm in Africa, and I'm monkeys in my backyard, every single day. Number one, it's a walking country. Tanzania is a walking country, meaning they walk a lot. Like, you think you walk into the store is long? Nah, bro. They walk in miles. So that's what I had to do. I walked like a mile or 2 miles every single morning to carry food to the school, because you can't drive a car to the destination. We're in Arusha, but we're inside a village called Iburo. So Iburo, you can ride cars in there, but where the school was located, there's no way you can get a car over there, because you got to cross a pond, you got to cross like a creek, you got to cross a skinny forest just to get to the school. And I'm carrying the food for the kids every morning, walking like 2 miles, 1.5 miles. And it's not just the road, it's rocks and mountainous, very mountainous. So you going across the rock to the creek, you're going squeezing in between trees, seeing monkeys on your way there, seeing hedgehogs, and then you get there and now you see a road. Where was the road the whole time? Bro, it just stops.
You had a real, I brought hundreds of people using clients' audiences to Africa. They haven't even seen it like that genuine. I like that. You got a whole book and series and blogs and blogs and everything because that is, I'm happy to hear only for that next time. I'm going to tell you. You can get direct to Addis now, from Chicago or DC. You can get direct to Kenya now. So it might be a little shorter. You can't go Qatar, but Ethiopian Airlines, you can get direct there.
Wow. Yeah, guys, if you guys are not aware, it's a 21-hour freaking flight, by the way.
Yeah, bro. That's why I'm telling you that. Now you can have it be 13. And if you fly, business or first class, when you wake up, they'll say that's the shortest 13-hour flight I've ever had. Ooh, no. So that's a beautiful.
You said it's 13 hours?
Yeah, you can. When you fly direct to Kenya, it's about 13. And Addis, I just did Addis 2 months ago, and we actually did not go direct. No, we didn't. But again, when you're flying the best class, you're not even tripping. You're like, okay, let it keep on going. But yeah, you can get to South Africa too, direct. Nigeria and Ghana, direct. So the Senegal has a direct too. So now there's more than a handful of options for Africa to get direct. So like in my other countries of Sierra Leone and Cameroon, maybe you fly to Nigeria or Ghana first, and you hang out a little bit, then you go, depending on, your timelines, because once you get to Africa, again, I do a more city kind of vibe because my wife loves the city and that's where she's from. But, it's one of those things where when you're in Africa, everything is laid out. You don't need Amazon Prime. You find out the things you don't need. Everything you need is right there to enjoy.
You could have said it any better.
Yeah. Tell the people. Yeah, tell the people, because you still have so much more to go in just figuring out just life and business.
100%.
But what's a community give back you want to do, or one that you're doing?
Oh, we're going to make a Pinesdale event, meaning it's gonna, you know how like you go to certain events and like you see a whole bunch of sponsors on the board and you don't even know who is who, or you don't even know. But this is what the Pinesdale event is for. We're doing a Pinesdale event and it's a panel. They could come to Pinesdale, and we haven't figured out how many videos we're gonna do, but we're gonna just give out viral videos. We're gonna give out viral videos so it'll incline business owners. So we're gonna do a raffle. It'll incline business owners to be like, whoever don't get accepted into the raffle, they have a chance to work with us on a discount anyways, because after the event, the price going to be down. But we was thinking of like 10 viral videos where like business owners in the raffle, they win, it's a screening process, of course. Like we want the business to be like established already, that way when we make them the video, everything is leveraged. When we make them the video, they could tell their other established business friends about it, and then they work with Pinesdale. But we've given away 2 videos before, because it's a lot to make these videos. But we're gonna give away 10 videos, 10 viral news videos for 10 lucky businesses coming up. So whoever in Miami and want to be a part of that, let's go viral. So that's what we're doing.
Definitely. And if I definitely want to know when you guys do that, because again, whether it's Eric Coffey, who's down, he does an event once a year for government contracting. People who do government contracting need visibility more than anybody, because people do business with people they know, like, and trust. And Mr. Knowles down there in Miami, his famous saying is, it's not who you know, but who knows you. So even though people are real stuffy in the government, a lot of times they don't understand influencer marketing, which I've worked over a decade to try to say, you need influencers. You need people usually who are younger than you to make sure like the algorithm is picking you up, because who's watching, and that's it. So I love what you're doing. I need to know when so I can share it to all my people and say, yo, you need to be there.
Oh, it's coming up. I'll let you know. Like 2 weeks in advance, man.
Okay. And I'm not going to give the people everything on this interview because you have so much more. And I know, in building your platform and your long form, I want you to be able to go deep, and they say, oh, I never knew that. But I do want you to tell people, you talked about the application process. Can you talk about, how long does it take once they are accepted for them to say, hey, this is what I want, and then you give them what they need? Because a lot of people are like, well, is this set it and forget it? Do I have to be a part of this in any way? I'm already too busy.
Well, that's the good thing about Pinesdale News. You don't have to be in it at all, Only thing we would say is, hey, we need you for 12 minutes. We need you for 12 minutes in person because we always like the owner to be at the end of every video. But that's it. Like, for instance, the car exhaust company, I reached out to my guy who had exotics. We borrowed a McLaren from him. We got a random guy off the street who had a Mustang. And we got the drone up in the air and we made the video, And we did that all in like 30 minutes. The Pinesdale News videos, when it comes to filming, at most probably would take an hour. At most would take an hour. It doesn't take long because the news format I made it so simple for everybody. You know what I mean? Only thing is gathering the people. So that's why we have this 7-day period, because we need to gather the people. Not everybody going to be available at the same day, It's not necessarily the filming and the editing that's taking time, because that's easy. It's the gathering the people, gathering the materials, gathering the houses, gathering the cars, all of that, So.
Yeah. I think my last question is going to be this. Where's my last question? Not to cut you, but I want to save some of your stuff. And I want them to reach out to you and have to ask the questions that they need to see if you're the right fit for them. But I want to know, what do you think about the content? Are we just going to get with AI, just even, are people going to be able to do straight up content? Are you going to have such a flashy, like you have the inmates, right? And the shocking content. Are we going to have people like killing themselves online? We already have people shooting themselves, whether it's accident or not. What do you think about that?
So let me explain it. There's something that I like to call this the great social media influence, right? Now, over time, sorry to say, but social media will get worse. Like, more crazy is going to get crazier every year. There's going to be a time where people are like playing GTA in the car, filming themselves running over people. That's never going to change. That's never going to change. Because more, if anything, and why it's called the great social media influence is because when somebody does something crazy, the person who was thinking about doing something crazy but was never going to do it now has the balls to do it because it worked for that person. In the last year, so many people has died because of social media. You know what I mean? Because they was doing something stupid. People got arrested. Like TikTok, Instagram, that's always going to be there. Twitter is the worst. That's always going to be there, However, it's up to you to decide, hey, what am I going to do? Like that, what am I going to do? You can use all that. You can use negative and positive influence to get up your butt off your couch and start making content, because, I had social media for 2 years, never posted a thing because I was scared what people was going to think about me until I decided posting, and then it changed my life, 4 years later. But it doesn't have to take that long because my team literally teaches you how to go viral in 3 months. Because it's all about the format. People think it's just content. But like, it's not just content, it's format. You have to format your video. For instance, the way I do it, I use the news format, right? AI is the future. My news videos is comprised of so much AI. I made a AI drama series in the last 3 days. I post my first episode when I first met you, by the way. When I first met you that day, and it's already over 1 million views. It's an AI drama series. It's already over 1 million views. I launched the store for people to buy the series. I'm gonna be doing every weekly, and already getting sales in 3 days because they see the series going amazing. You know, like it's like, and the thing is, that's what people need to understand. If you get a format, hey, use AI. I don't care what you're doing. Use AI for it. Like AI is the future. Chat GPT is a good loan. Grok is a good loan. You got to pay for Grok after a few uses. But Grok is just, you could put uncensored things in Grok and they won't trip. Chat GPT, not so much. You used to be able to use this damn prompt. They patched that. Unless there's this crazy hacker who can. Bruh, if there's this crazy hacker who could show me the damn prompt, a new damn prompt, that would be amazing. Please hit my line. I would love to use that because I don't want to use Grok anymore. And that's just because I have so much memory in ChatGPT. That's all, that's the reason. So, and I train ChatGPT and it does what I say. It just doesn't do the violent stuff and it's annoying, But other than that, guys, AI. Luma AI is a good one. There's a new thing called VO3. That's what I made the drama series about. I'm talking like, it's already over 2,000 comments to all social media platforms. It's on 45K on YouTube. It's on 1 million on TikTok. It's about to reach 1 million on Instagram. And I just posted it on Facebook today. So, and this is just in like 3 days, guys. AI is the future, Get your format right. Copy the format of successful videos and put your own content in it.
Okay. No, I love it. And AI, I interviewed a brother who had told me he's been using AI for 30 years. We've been using it for 8 at a very low level. Want my 7-year-old when she was 7 to create a book, put 100 words together, make sure crossword puzzle book. But he's really big into computers. And he's actually spoke recently in Miami at one of the big conferences. And he was like, I've been using it for 30 years. And I'm like, 30 years? Wow. He's like, yeah, but think about it. AI has been around, to the real people who know how to code for over 100 years, 182, if I remember correctly.
It's just artificial intelligence, yeah.
Yeah. So Dolphin is one AI that I used to like because I did not like to be after, I don't want to be censored, but Dolphin's not going to be for the end user. But all of these, whichever one you guys can afford, use it. Because I know some people, 14 years old, scared of AI, telling me they're scared of AI here in South Florida. And I'm like, you'll be left behind. So we don't want you guys to be left behind. This is what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to look in the descriptions. I want you to hit up Gilbert and then find out if he is related to the Forbes family that we all know. I had Matthew Forbes on here years ago, and he actually sold me some land in Punta Gorda. And I love that land because that land, they've offered me so much money for that little piece of land, and I ain't selling. Thank God I don't have to sell. But I want you to go reach out to him because I believe Pinesdale News is going to be the Pinesdale Academy, our school as well, where they're going to be teaching y'all. I'm throwing this out into existence. He didn't tell me to say this, nor did he pay me. But I believe that's going to happen and so much more. So let them know where to find you, the best platforms to, connect with you and how to get a hold of you.
Wow, amazing. You can reach me at my Instagram, Gilbert Forbes Jr. Or you can text. I like to talk to people. So reach me at Gilbert Forbes Jr. on Instagram. Honestly, yeah.
All right. You guys have gotten the game. I thank you for sticking to the end. Make sure that you leave a comment. You can like, but most importantly, y'all, no matter how you experience this. And again, most of you are listeners. Go over to the YouTube, put a voice with a face. And however you experience this, share this game with somebody. It will change their life. Remember, it's a family business. It's different. Be blessed, y'all.
Are you tired of the violence, tired of the injustice, police brutality, rampant discrimination, lack of gun control in this failed bias socioeconomic experiment called America? Or maybe you need a break from the relentless grind and want to regain control of your destiny, your wealth, your health, and your purpose. DiversifiedGame.com has the right course for you. Prepare for my first trip to Africa. Looking to reconnect with your roots, start a new business, or just a fresh start. Africa, aka the motherland, is waiting. Don't let the Chinese and the Mzungus have the fun and also take over the motherland. From Cairo to Mombasa, from Dakar to Cape Town, Africa has something for everyone, from business opportunities to the most amazing people, safety, leisure, and landscapes. The opportunities abound. It is time for the diaspora to reconnect with their roots. Time to reconnect with the birthplace of humanity. Africa is the last frontier. Get your head in the game and reclaim your legacy. The writing is on the wall. Babylon is falling. Give up the stress, grind, and violence inflicted on our people on this continent and prepare for a journey of restoration and joy by connecting with the land of your ancestors. Check out our new course and kick off your adventure at diversifiedgame.com.